The Galactic Council chamber falls silent as Alan Turner, Earth's representative, steps into view. His imposing presence sends ripples of unease through the assembled alien delegates. They've gathered to address humanity's alarming expansion, but now find themselves face to face with the very creature they fear. Ambassador Juno of the Sakari delegation shifts nervously in her seat. Moments ago, she presented evidence of human colonies encroaching on their territory. The Council's shock at humanity's rapid technological advancement and aggressive expansion still hangs in the air. Turner takes his place at the center of the chamber. His eyes, hardened by years of conflict, scan the room. The aliens shrink back, and used to such intensity from a sentient being. "You've summoned me to explain humanity's actions," Turner begins, his voice carrying easily through the vast space. "To understand our present, you must first comprehend our past." He launches into Earth's history, a tale of conflict, survival, and relentless progress. Turner speaks of natural disasters that reshape continents, of pandemics that decimate populations, of wars that tear nations apart. With each word, the alien races grow more unsettled. "These challenges forged our resilience," Turner continues. "They drove us to develop technologies at a pace unmatched in the galaxy." He reveals the harsh truth behind humanity's expansion. Earth is dying. Climate change and resource depletion are rendering their home world uninhabitable. "Colonization isn't a choice," Turner states firmly. "It's a necessity for our survival." The Council learns of humanity's faster-than-light travel, a feat that surpasses many older spacefaring races. Turner describes Earth's first contact with hostile aliens, leading to a defensive militarization of space. "We united our planet in response to extraterrestrial threats," he explains, outlining Earth's current global political structure. The delegates visibly recoil at humanity's capacity for violence and their ability to thrive in harsh conditions. Turner's voice grows cold as he concludes. "Humanity intends to establish a significant presence in this galaxy, with or without your approval." Chaos erupts in the chamber. Various alien races argue over containing the human threat. Ambassador Juno's voice rises above the din, calling for immediate military action against Earth. Others plead for diplomatic solutions. The Council leader struggles to maintain order, finally calling for an emergency session to determine the galaxy's response to the human problem. As the meeting adjourns, guards approach Turner. He's to be detained for further questioning. The human allows himself to be led away, his calm demeanor a stark contrast to the panic around him. As the chamber doors close behind Turner, one thing becomes clear. The galaxy will never be the same again. As the chamber doors close behind Turner, the guards escorted him through a series of winding corridors. The human's calm demeanor unnerved his captors, their grip on his arms tightening with each step. They arrived at a high-security detention facility, a stark contrast to the opulent council chambers. "In here," one of the guards grunted, gesturing to a cell designed for larger alien species. Turner stepped inside without resistance, his eyes scanning the reinforced walls and energy field barrier. As the field hummed to life, he allowed himself a small smile. The guards exchanged uneasy glances before hurrying away. Hours passed, and Turner's strength became apparent. He paced the cell tirelessly, showing no signs of fatigue. The guards watched in disbelief as he performed a series of rigorous exercises, his movements fluid and powerful. Dr. Zara arrived, her multifaceted eyes widening at the sight of the human's display. She approached the energy field, datapad in hand. "Fascinating," she murmured. "Mr. Turner, I'm Dr. Zara, lead xenobiologist. I'd like to conduct some tests if you're willing." Turner paused mid-push-up. "By all means, Doctor. I'm at your disposal." On Earth, news of the Galactic Council meeting spread like wildfire. Crowds gathered in cities worldwide, waving flags and chanting slogans of human superiority. In Washington, D.C., General Marcus Stone stood before a sea of reporters, his weathered face set in unyielding commitment. "Today marks a new era for humanity," he declared. "We've taken our place among the stars, and we will not be intimidated by alien threats." As the cameras flashed, Stone's aide whispered in his ear. The general nodded imperceptibly before continuing. "Rest assured, Earth is prepared for any eventuality. Our technological advancements ensure our security and prosperity." Deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, Project Titan hummed with activity. Engineers and scientists worked feverishly, integrating alien tech into human designs. The massive battle station took shape, its potential to rival entire fleets becoming clearer with each passing day. Across the galaxy, on the lush world of Sakari Prime, Ambassador Juno addressed her people. Holographic displays showed human mining operations encroaching on Sakari territory. "We cannot stand idly by while these newcomers strip our resources and destroy our environments." Juno's voice rang out. "The time for action is now." The Sakari military mobilized, sleek ships rising from hidden bases and disappearing into the stars. Their preparations for conflict with humanity accelerated, driven by fear and grit. Back on the Council space station, Dr. Zara's examination of Turner yielded surprising results. She stared at the readouts, her tendrils twitching in excitement. "This is unprecedented," she muttered, reviewing the data. "Your cellular regeneration capabilities are off the charts. How is this possible?" Turner shrugged. "Adaptation, Doctor. It's what humans do best." As word of Dr. Zara's findings spread through the station, a group of moderate council members convened in a private chamber. The Arcturian diplomat Zen, his crystalline form shimmering under the ambient light, addressed his colleagues. "We stand on the brink of catastrophe," Zen's melodic voice resonated. "A diplomatic mission to Earth may be our last chance to prevent interstellar war." After hours of heated debate, the council reluctantly agreed. Zen was appointed to lead the delegation, tasked with the monumental challenge of negotiating peace with humanity. Meanwhile, in a remote corner of Sakari space, the human stealth ship Shadowhawk glided silently through the void. Captain Sarah Young studied the sensor readings, her brow furrowed in concentration. "What do we have, Jensen?" she asked her science officer. "Ma'am, I'm detecting unusual energy signatures from that moon," Jensen replied, pointing to a barren celestial body on the screen. As the Shadowhawk approached, the true nature of the facility became clear. Massive weapon emplacements dotted the moon's surface, cleverly disguised but unmistakable to trained eyes. "My God," Young breathed. "It's a weapons facility. And it's huge." The bridge crew exchanged worried glances. Their mission had just become far more complicated, and the information they now possessed could tip the balance of power in the galaxy. As the Shadowhawk began its careful retreat from Sakari space, carrying its vital intelligence, the various threads of conflict continued to intertwine. Turner's detention, Earth's military buildup, the Sakari's war preparations, and the Council's diplomatic efforts all hurtled toward an inevitable collision. The galaxy held its breath, waiting to see which spark would ignite the powder keg of interstellar tensions. As the galaxy teetered on the brink of conflict, Earth's intelligence agencies worked tirelessly to uncover the plans of potential adversaries. In a secure underground facility, analysts pored over intercepted Sakari communications, their faces illuminated by the glow of holographic displays. "Sir, we've decrypted the latest transmission," a young analyst called out, her voice tense. "It's worse than we thought." General Marcus Stone strode over, his weathered face set in unshakable focus. He scanned the decrypted message, his eyes widening as he absorbed its contents. "A preemptive strike," he muttered. "They're planning to hit our colonies." Without hesitation, Stone activated his comm link. "This is General Stone. Accelerate Project Titan's deployment immediately. Move the station to the outer rim of our territory. As orders were relayed and personnel scrambled into action, the massive battle station began its journey through space. Even incomplete, Project Titan was an awe-inspiring sight, its gleaming hull jam-packed with weaponry that outclassed anything previously seen in the galaxy. Meanwhile, in Sakari space, the Shadowhawk's mission had come to a perilous end. Captain Sarah Young's hands flew across the ship's controls, her focus absolute as she guided the stealth vessel through a dense asteroid field. Sakari patrol ships closing fast. Jensen shouted from his station. "They've detected us." Young's eyes hardened. "Transmit all data to Earth now. We can't risk losing it if we're captured." As the ship's computer confirmed the successful transmission, a violent impact rocked the Shadowhawk. Alarms blared throughout the bridge. "Direct hit to our port engine," the tactical officer reported. "We're losing power fast." Young's eyes darted between the pursuing Sakari ships and the treacherous field of asteroids before them. In a split-second decision, she pushed the Shadowhawk's remaining engines to their limits, diving into a narrow gap between two massive rocks. The Sakari ships hesitated, then followed. What ensued was a harrowing chase through the asteroid field, with Young using every trick in her arsenal to outmaneuver their pursuers. The Shadowhawks' advanced human technology gave them an edge, allowing them to squeeze through gaps the Sakari ships couldn't manage. After several heart-stopping minutes, they emerged on the other side of the field. The Sakari ships were nowhere in sight. "We've lost them," Jensen announced, relief evident in his voice. Young allowed herself a small smile, but it quickly faded as she assessed their situation. "We're not out of the woods yet. Set a course for Earth, maximum speed. We need to get this intel home." Back on the Galactic Council space station, Dr. Zara's research into human physiology had taken an unexpected turn. She stared at the results of her latest tests on Alan Turner, her multifaceted eyes wide with astonishment. "This can't be right," she muttered, running the analysis again. But the results remained the same. Zara turned to her assistant, her tendrils quivering with excitement. "Their DNA. It's unlike anything we've ever seen. The adaptability, the potential for rapid evolution. It explains everything. Their resilience, their quick mastery of technology." As the implications of her discovery sank in, alarms suddenly blared throughout the station. Security personnel rushed past the lab, their weapons drawn. "What's happening?" Zara asked a passing guard. "The human has escaped," he shouted back, not slowing his pace. In the station's detention area, Alan Turner moved with purpose and precision. His enhanced strength allowed him to overpower guards with ease, while his quick thinking helped him navigate the unfamiliar layout of the station. As he fought his way towards the communication center, Turner's mind raced. He knew he had to warn Earth about the full extent of the galactic situation. The fate of humanity, and possibly the entire galaxy, hung in the balance. On Earth, the arrival of the Arcturian diplomat Zen and his delegation had caused a stir. The crystalline beings were escorted through streets lined with curious and hostile onlookers, their alien forms drawing gasps and muttered comments. President Elena Rodriguez greeted them in the Grand Hall of the United Earth Government headquarters. Her smile was diplomatic, but her eyes betrayed the tension of the moment. "Welcome to Earth, Ambassador Zen," she said, extending her hand in the human gesture of greeting. "We hope your visit will lead to a peaceful resolution of our differences." Zen's crystalline form shimmered as he attempted to mimic the handshake. "President Rodriguez, we come with open minds and hope for a peaceful future." As they moved to a private chamber to begin negotiations, neither side could have predicted the storm that was about to break. In the depths of space, a Sakari fleet approached a human colony, weapons primed and ready to strike. The first shots of an interstellar war were about to be fired, and the galaxy would never be the same again. As the first shots of an interstellar war were about to be fired, the galaxy held its breath. The Sakari fleet approached the human colony, weapons primed and ready to strike. But before they could unleash their devastating assault, a series of events unfolded that would alter the course of galactic history. On Earth, President Elena Rodriguez's meeting with Ambassador Zen was abruptly interrupted by an urgent communication. Her aide burst into the room, face pale with shock. "Madam President, we have multiple crisis situations developing simultaneously," he reported, his voice strained. "The Sakari are attacking our colony in the Epsilon sector." Rodriguez's eyes widened, her diplomatic mask slipping for a moment. She turned to Zen, whose crystalline form seemed to dim with concern. "I'm afraid our negotiations will have to be postponed, Ambassador," she said, her tone grave. "We have a situation that requires my immediate attention." As Rodriguez hurried to the war room, General Marcus Stone was already mobilizing Earth's defenses. His weathered face was set in unbreakable spirit as he addressed the United Earth government via holographic projection. "Ladies and gentlemen, the time for talk is over," Stone declared, his voice resonating through the chamber. "I propose we authorize the immediate deployment of Project Titan. It's our best chance to counter this unprovoked Sakari aggression." The chamber erupted into heated debate, but Stone's argument, bolstered by the public's growing anger, eventually won out. Within hours, the massive battle station began its journey toward Sakari space, its presence a stark statement of human military might. Meanwhile, on the fringes of Earth's solar system, Captain Sarah Young's damaged stealth ship limped towards home. The Shadowhawk sensors picked up an enormous energy signature, and Young's heart sank as she realized its source. "Project Titan," she muttered, her face illuminated by the soft glow of the ship's displays. "They've actually done it." Young turned to her crew, her eyes blazing with urgency. "Listen up, people. We're carrying vital intel about a hidden Sakari weapons facility. If we don't get this information to Earth Command immediately, we could be looking at a full-scale war." As the Shadowhawk approached Earth's orbital defense grid, a new challenge presented itself. The grid's automated systems, detecting an unscheduled approach, began targeting the stealth ship. Young opened a communication channel, her voice steady despite the dire circumstances. "Earth Defense Command, this is Captain Sarah Young of the U.S. Shadowhawk. Authorization code Sierra Tango 97 Zulu. We are carrying critical intelligence. Request immediate clearance and priority landing." For several tense moments, there was no response. Warning lights flashed across the Shadowhawk's cockpit as the defense grid's weapons locked on. Then, just as Young prepared to take evasive action, a voice crackled through the comm system. "Shadowhawk, you are cleared for approach. Proceed to secure Docking Bay Alpha 3. Young let out a breath she hadn't realized she'd been holding. "Understood, Command. We're coming in." As the Shadowhawk made its approach, events on the Galactic Council space station took a dramatic turn. Alan Turner, his enhanced physiology pushed to its limits, fought his way through the station's security forces. Alien guards fell before him, their advanced weapons proving ineffective against Turner's speed and strength. Turner's mind raced as he battled towards the communication center. He knew that the information he carried could prevent a catastrophic war, but only if he could get it to Earth in time. Reaching the comm center, Turner barricaded the door and began working feverishly at the alien console. His fingers flew across the unfamiliar controls, his enhanced cognitive abilities allowing him to quickly decipher the alien technology. Come on," he muttered, acutely aware of the security forces trying to break through the barricaded door. Finally, a secure link to Earth was established. "This is Alan Turner," he spoke rapidly into the comm system. "Security code Tango Uniform 64 Romeo. I have critical information regarding the galactic political situation. Earth must not launch a first strike. The consequences would be catastrophic." As Turner's warning was received on Earth, Project Titan neared the edge of human-controlled space. The massive battle station, a testament to humanity's rapid technological advancement, prepared to make the jump to Sakari territory. Suddenly, alarms blared across Titan's bridge. The tactical officer's voice was tense as he reported, "Massive energy signatures detected ahead. Sir, it's an Arcturian fleet." The view screen lit up with the sight of a vast armada of crystalline ships, their alien designs both beautiful and menacing. At their center was a sleek diplomatic vessel, carrying none other than Ambassador Zen. The Arcturian ships took up positions between the human forces and Sakari space, creating an impromptu blockade. Zen's voice came through the comm system, calm but firm. "This is Ambassador Zen of the Arcturian peacekeeping fleet. We implore both human and Sakari forces to stand down. Further aggression will only lead to mutual destruction." As the galactic standoff intensified, Earth's leadership found themselves inundated with crucial information. Captain Young's intelligence about the Sakari weapons facility, Alan Turner's warning about the broader political implications, and news of the Arcturian intervention all arrived in quick succession. President Rodriguez stood in the war room, surrounded by her advisors, facing the most critical decision of her career. The fate of humanity, and possibly the entire galaxy, hung in the balance. As she prepared to address the nation and the watching galaxy, an aide burst into the room, his face pale with shock. "Madam President," he gasped, "we're receiving reports of a massive energy surge on the frontier between human and Sakari space. Our scientists are saying it's a wormhole." Rodriguez's eyes widened as she processed this new information. The already volatile situation had just become even more complex, and her next words would shape the course of history. Galactic history. The view screen in the war room flickered, displaying real-time data from the frontier. "A wormhole," Rodriguez repeated, her mind racing to process the implications. She turned to her chief scientific advisor. "What do we know about it?" Before the advisor could respond, another aide burst in. "Madam President, we've just received urgent communications from Captain Young of the Shadowhawk and Alan Tournet." Rodriguez's eyes widened. "Turner? He's alive?" As the aide quickly briefed her on the incoming intelligence, Rodriguez felt the weight of the galaxy pressing down on her shoulders. She took a deep breath, steeling herself for the decision that would shape humanity's future. "General Stone," she said, her voice steady and authoritative, "I'm ordering a change in Project Titan's mission. Redirect it to the wormhole immediately." Stone's hologram flickered as he processed the order. "Madam President, with all due respect, we're on the brink of war. Titan is our best chance to dash. To defend ourselves," Rodriguez interrupted. "And that's exactly what it will do. We're repositioning Titan as a defensive measure. The wormhole changes everything, General." Stone's expression hardened, but he nodded curtly. "Understood, Madam President. I'll oversee the redeployment personally." As Stone's hologram disappeared, Rodriguez turned her attention to the Arcturian fleet blocking the path between human and Sakari forces. Ambassador Zen's crystalline form shimmered on the display. "President Rodriguez," Zen's melodic voice resonated through the war room. "In light of this unprecedented development, the Arcturian peacekeeping fleet proposes a joint expedition to investigate the wormhole. We believe this could be an opportunity to foster cooperation and prevent further escalation." Rodriguez considered the proposal, her mind whirling with potential outcomes. "Ambassador, your offer is appreciated. We'll need to discuss the details, but I'm open to the idea." As the diplomatic channels buzzed with activity, the Sakari homeworld was in turmoil. Senator Kira, leader of the moderate faction, stood before the Sakari High Council, her scales shimmering with intensity. "Esteemed colleagues," Kira's voice rang out, "the appearance of this wormhole is a clear sign. The universe is calling us not to war, but to exploration. We must seize this opportunity to expand our knowledge, not our territory." Murmurs of agreement rippled through the council chamber. Ambassador Juno, her hawkish stance weakened by the turn of events, rose to speak. "While I maintain that humanity poses a threat," Juno said, her voice tight with reluctance, "I concede that Senator Kira's words hold wisdom. Perhaps there is room for diplomatic options." As the major powers grappled with the sudden shift in galactic dynamics, Jack Harper saw an opportunity. In a hidden base on the fringes of human space, he addressed his followers. "My friends," Harper's charismatic voice filled the cramped command center, "we've long dreamed of a home free from Earth influence. The wormhole may be our gateway to that dream. Prepare the colony ships. We'll be the first to explore what lies beyond." As Harper's fleet prepared to launch, a new player entered the cosmic stage. A massive ship, dwarfing even Project Titan, emerged from the depths of uncharted space. Its design was unlike anything seen before, a perfect blend of technology and artistry. Aboard Project Titan, General Stone watched in awe as the newcomer approached. "What in God's name is that?" His question was soon answered as a broadcast reached every ship in the vicinity of the wormhole. A holographic figure appeared on bridges and in command centers across the assembled fleets. The being was tall and elegant, with features that seemed to shift and flow like liquid metal. "Greetings, young races." The figure's voice resonated with ancient wisdom. "I am Matriarch Selana of the Jatar. We have watched your development with great interest, and now the time has come for us to reveal ourselves." A collective gasp echoed through the war room on Earth as Rodriguez and her advisors listened to Selana's words. "The wormhole you see before you is our creation," Selana continued. "It serves as a test, a means to evaluate how your civilizations would respond to a paradigm-shifting discovery. Your actions in the face of this challenge will shape the future of galactic relations." As Selana's message concluded, the assembled fleets erupted into a flurry of activity. The Galactic Council, still in emergency session, scrambled to establish diplomatic protocols for this unprecedented situation. General Stone's mind raced with the possibilities presented by the Jatar's advanced technology. He turned to his chief engineer. "I want every sensor we have focused on that ship. If there's anything we can learn, anything we can adapt, I want to know about it." Meanwhile, on a nondescript merchant vessel weaving to the gathering fleets, Alan Turner watched the unfolding events with a mixture of awe and dedication. His enhanced physiology had allowed him to secure passage on the ship, and now he found himself at the center of a galactic convergence. "Take us closer to the Jatar ship," Turner instructed the captain, his eyes fixed on the massive alien vessel. "Whatever happens next, humanity needs a voice in this conversation." As the merchant ship maneuvered through the cosmic chessboard of assembled fleets, the stage was set for a confrontation that would determine the fate of not just humanity, but the entire galactic community. The wormhole pulsed with possibilities, while the Jatar waited to see how the younger races would rise to their challenge. In the war room on Earth, President Rodriguez straightened her shoulders, preparing to address the nation and the watching galaxy. The decisions made in the next few hours would echo through the cosmos for generations to come. Calmly, the fate of humanity and the galaxy hung in the balance as she prepared to address the nation and the assembled galactic representatives. Before Rodriguez could begin her speech, the war room erupted into a flurry of activity. Screens lit up with real-time data from the frontier, showing the massive Jatar ship dwarfing even Project Titan. General Stone's hologram flickered back to life, his face a mixture of awe and concern. "Madam President, you need to see this," Stone said, his voice tense. The main view screen displayed the elegant figure of Matriarch Selana, her liquid metal features flowing as she addressed the assembled fleets. Rodriguez listened intently as the ancient being revealed the true nature of the wormhole and the test facing the younger races. As Selana's message concluded, Rodriguez turned to her advisors. "This changes everything. We need to reassess our strategy immediately. Meanwhile, aboard Project Titan, General Stone barked orders to his crew. I want every sensor we have focused on that Jatar ship. If there's anything we can learn, anything we can adapt, I want to know about it. The massive battle station hummed with activity as scientists and engineers worked feverishly to analyze the advanced alien technology. Energy readings fluctuated wildly on their screens, defying conventional understanding. In the midst of the gathering fleets, a nondescript merchant vessel wove its way through the cosmic chessboard. Alan Turner stood on the bridge, his enhanced eyes fixed on the Jatar ship. "Take us closer," Turner instructed the captain, his voice steady despite the tension in the air. "Whatever happens next, humanity needs a voice in this conversation." As the merchant ship maneuvered closer to the center of activity, a transmission cut through the chatter of communication channels. Ambassador Zen's crystalline form appeared on screens across the assembled fleets. In light of these extraordinary circumstances, Zen's melodic voice resonated. The Arcturian peacekeeping fleet proposes an emergency summit. We must come together to address this unprecedented situation. The proposal sent shockwaves through the gathered forces. On the Sakari homeworld, Senator Kira seized the opportunity, addressing the High Council with passionate intensity. "Esteemed colleagues, we must participate in this summit," Kira declared, her scales shimmering. "This is our chance to prove we are ready for peaceful cooperation rather than conflict." As preparations for the summit began, Jack Harper saw his chance. In the hidden base on the fringes of human space, he gathered his followers. "My friends, while the major powers bicker and debate, we will act." Harper's charismatic voice filled the command center. "Prepare our fleet. We'll use this chaos to slip through the wormhole and secure our future." Back on Earth, President Rodriguez faced mounting pressure from all sides. Military advisors demanded immediate action to secure technological superiority, while diplomats urged caution and cooperation. After a moment of contemplation, Rodriguez made her decision. "Get me Captain Sarah Young," she ordered. "I have a special assignment for her and the Shadowhawk." As Young received her covert orders to infiltrate the Jatar ship, the various delegations converged on a neutral space station orbiting a nearby uninhabited planet. The station buzzed with activity as representatives from Earth, the Sakari, the Arcturians, and even the Galactic Council arrived. Alan Turner, using his diplomatic credentials and quick thinking, managed to secure a place at the summit. As he entered the main conference chamber, he could feel the weight of history pressing down on his shoulders. The summit opened with tense exchanges. Earth's representatives argued for caution, while the Sakari pushed for immediate scientific exploration of the wormhole. The debate grew heated, with accusations and counter-accusations flying. Amidst the chaos, Turner saw his opportunity. He stepped forward, his enhanced physiology allowing him to project his voice with authority. "Distinguished delegates," he began, drawing all eyes to him. "We stand at a crossroads not just for our individual species, but for the entire galaxy. Humanity may be newcomers to this cosmic stage, but we bring with us a unique perspective." As Turner's impassioned speech continued, Captain Young and her team approached the massive Jatar vessel. Using advanced stealth technology, they breached the outer hull, entering a world of technology beyond human comprehension. Young led her team through twisting corridors that seemed to defy the laws of physics. They collected data and samples, their sensors struggling to make sense of the alien environment. Suddenly, Young's comm unit crackled to life. "Captain, we've got a situation," came the urgent voice of her second-in-command. "Harper's breakaway fleet is making a move toward the wormhole." The summit erupted into chaos as news of Harper's actions reached the delegates. General Stone's hologram appeared, requesting permission to intercept the rogue fleet. As accusations flew and tempers flared, Young's team made a chilling discovery deep within the Jatar ship. The ancient race's true intentions began to reveal themselves. hinting at a test with potentially catastrophic consequences for the younger species. With multiple crises unfolding simultaneously, the galaxy teetered on the brink of conflict. The decisions made in the coming moments would shape the future of not just humanity, but all sentient life in the cosmos. Galaxy. As the assembled delegates struggled to process the gravity of the situation, a new crisis erupted. Madam President, General Stone's hologram flickered urgently. Jack Harper's breakaway fleet is making a move toward the wormhole. We need to act now. The summit chamber erupted into chaos. Accusations flew as delegates shouted over one another, their faces contorted with fear and anger. In the midst of the pandemonium, Alan Turner saw his opportunity. He stepped forward, his enhanced physiology allowing him to project his voice with authority. "Distinguished delegates," he began, silencing the room. "We face a crisis that threatens us all. But in this moment of peril, we have a chance to prove our worth not just to the Jatar, but to ourselves." Turner's eyes scanned the room, meeting the gazes of human Sakari and Arturian representatives alike. "I propose we form a joint task force, a team composed of members from each of our species, to pursue Harper's fleet through the wormhole. This is our chance to demonstrate unity and shared responsibility." Murmurs rippled through the chamber as delegates considered Turner's proposal. Senator Kira of the Sakari was the first to speak up. "The Sakari people support this idea," she declared, her scales shimmering with intensity. "We must seize this opportunity for cooperation." As debate over the composition of the task force began, the situation aboard the Jatar ship took a dire turn. Captain Sarah Young and her team had penetrated deep into the alien vessel, their stealth technology barely keeping them hidden from the advanced sensors that seemed to permeate every surface. In a vast chamber filled with pulsing energy conduits, Young's second-in-command, Lieutenant Chun, made a startling discovery. "Captain, look at this," he whispered, gesturing to a holographic display. Young's eyes widened as she took in the information before her. The display showed a massive database, cataloging thousands of alien species across the galaxy. As Chun interfaced with the system, the horrifying truth became clear. "They've been experimenting on entire civilizations," Young breathed, her voice tight with shock. "Creating conflicts, manipulating development. It's all been part of their grand experiment." Before they could process the implications of this revelation, alarms blared throughout the ship. Young's team had triggered some hidden security measure. The captain's training kicked in immediately. "Download everything you can," she ordered Chun. "The rest of you, prepare for combat. We're about to have company." As her team scrambled to action, Young's comm unit crackled to life. General Stone's voice came through, tense and urgent. "Captain, Harper's fleet has entered the wormhole. The entrance is destabilizing. We need you out of there now." Young gritted her teeth, torn between the need to gather critical intelligence and the safety of her team. The decision was made for her as the chamber's door slid open, revealing a squad of Jatar security androids. Their sleek, metallic bodies seemed to shimmer and shift, adapting to the environment around them. "Open fire!" Young shouted, her pulse rifle already raised. Energy beams lanced out, striking the androids. To the humans' dismay, their weapons seemed to have little effect. The Jatar security forces advanced relentlessly, their own weapons charging with an ominous hum. As the firefight intensified, Young made a snap decision. "Chun, take half the team and create a diversion. The rest of you with me. We're heading for the escape pods." The chamber erupted into chaos as Young's team split up. Chun led his group down one corridor, drawing the bulk of the android forces with them. Young and her remaining operatives slipped down another passage, the sounds of battle echoing behind them. Back at the summit, Turner's proposal had gained traction. The assembled delegates had agreed to form a joint expedition, but heated arguments broke out over its composition and leadership. The Sakari must have a significant presence, Senator Kira insisted. Our adaptability in unknown environments is unparalleled. Earth's chief diplomat, a stern-faced woman named Helena Vasquez, countered forcefully. With all due respect, Senator, humanity has a long history of exploration and adaptation. We should lead this mission. As the debate raged on, a new transmission cut through the noise. The elegant figure of matriarch Selana appeared on the main view screen, her liquid metal features flowing serenely. "Esteemed representatives," she began, her voice resonating with ancient wisdom. "We have observed your deliberations with great interest. The time has come to reveal the true nature of our presence." The chamber fell silent as Solana confirmed that the gathered species were indeed part of a long-term study. However, she claimed their intentions were ultimately benevolent. "We offer you access to some of our advanced technology," Solana continued, "but you must prove yourselves worthy by resolving your current conflict peacefully." This announcement sent shockwaves through the assembly. Some saw it as an unprecedented opportunity, while others viewed it with deep suspicion. General Stone's hologram flickered to life once more. "Madam President, we can't trust these aliens. They've been manipulating us for who knows how long. I recommend we seize their technology by force while we have the chance." President Rodriguez's voice came through, firm and resolute. "We will not resort to violence, General. We'll explore diplomatic options first." As the debate over the Jatars offer intensified, Young and her remaining team members raced through the alien ship's twisting corridors. Behind them, the sounds of battle grew fainter as Chen's diversion team fought desperately against overwhelming odds. Young's mind raced, weighing their dwindling options. The wormhole was destabilizing. Harper's fleet was beyond their reach, and they were trapped aboard a vessel of godlike beings who had been toying with entire civilizations for millennia. As they rounded a corner, they found themselves face to face with another group of Jatar androids. Young raised her weapon, knowing it would likely be futile. In that moment, with alarms blaring and energy weapons charging, the fate of humanity hung in the balance, caught between cosmic forces beyond their comprehension and their own fractious nature. The next few seconds would determine not just the survival of Young's team, but potentially the course of human history and their place in the galactic community. The tension in the summit chamber was palpable as accusations flew and tempers flared. In the midst of this chaos, Alan Turner's mind raced, searching for a solution that could address the multiple crises unfolding before them. Drawing on his diplomatic experience and newfound understanding of human potential, he stepped forward once more, his voice cutting through the din. "Distinguished delegates," Turner began, his tone measured but urgent. "We face not one, but multiple challenges that threaten to tear us apart. However, I believe we have the means to address them all simultaneously." He paused, allowing his words to sink in before continuing. "I propose we use Project Titan's advanced systems to stabilize the wormhole. This will allow us to send a joint expeditionary force to pursue Harper's fleet while buying us time for further negotiations with the Jatar." The chamber fell silent as delegates processed Turner's bold suggestion. Senator Kira's scales shimmered with interest as she leaned forward. "An intriguing proposal, Mr. Turner. But how do you suggest we compose this joint force?" Turner's eyes swept the room, meeting the gazes of human Sakari and Arturian representatives. "We form a diverse team, drawing on the strengths of each of our species. The humans' adaptability, the Sakari's environmental expertise, and the Arturians' technological prowess. Together, we stand a far greater chance of success than we do alone." Murmurs of approval rippled through the assembly. Even General Stone's hologram seemed to consider the idea with grudging respect. President Rodriguez nodded, her expression thoughtful. "Mr. Turner's plan has merit," she announced. "General Stone, can Project Titan be repurposed for this mission?" The general's hologram flickered as he responded, his voice gruff but resigned. "It's possible, Madam President. We need to recalibrate some systems, but given the strategic importance, I believe it's worth the effort." As the summit delegates began to hammer out the details of the joint expedition, events aboard the Jatar ship took a dramatic turn. Captain Sarah Young and her surviving team members found themselves cornered, energy weapons fire from the relentless android security forces sizzling past their heads. Young's mind raced, assessing their dwindling options. Her eyes fell on a sleek, shuttle-like craft docked nearby. A desperate plan formed in her mind. "Cover me!" she shouted to her team, sprinting toward the alien vessel. Energy beams scorched the deck around her feet as she ran, her enhanced reflexes allowing her to dodge the deadly fire. Reaching the shuttle, Young's fingers flew over the unfamiliar controls. Years of training in xenotechnology kicked in as she deciphered the alien systems. The shuttle hummed to life just as her team reached the craft, diving inside as the hatch sealed behind them. "Hold on to something," Young called out, engaging the engines. The shuttle lurched forward, smashing through the hangar's energy barrier and into open space. A swarm of Jatar interceptors immediately gave chase. Young's hands danced across the controls, pushing the hijacked shuttle to its limits. She barrel-rolled to avoid a barrage of energy torpedoes, the shuttle's inertial dampeners straining to compensate. "Chun, see if you can get their weapon systems online," Young ordered as she executed a series of evasive maneuvers. Lieutenant Chun, his face pale but determined, interfaced with the alien technology. Sweat beaded on his brow as he worked to decipher the complex systems. "Got it!" he exclaimed as a holographic weapons display materialized before Young. The captain allowed herself a grim smile as she locked onto the nearest pursuer. A pulse of energy erupted from the shuttle, vaporizing the Jatar interceptor. As Young piloted the shuttle through the gauntlet of Jatar defenses, Project Titan moved into position near the wormhole. The massive station systems hummed with power as its engineers worked feverishly to stabilize the spatial anomaly. Young's shuttle broke through the last line of Jatar defenses just as Project Titan began its attempt to stabilize the wormhole. The human operatives' hijacked vessel docked with the station, and Young rushed to share the crucial data they had gathered about Jatar technology. Project Titan's chief engineer, Dr. Amelia Santos, pored over the information Young's team had risked their lives to obtain. Her eyes widened as she processed the implications. "This is incredible," she breathed. "With this data, we can fine-tune our approach and significantly increase our chances of success." As Project Titan systems recalibrated, incorporating the new information, the wormhole's erratic fluctuations began to smooth out. A cheer went up from the control room as the spatial anomaly stabilized, its swirling vortex now a steady, shimmering portal. With the wormhole secured, the Joint Expeditionary Force prepared for launch. A diverse fleet of ships assembled, each vessel a testament to the unique strengths of its creators. At the heart of the formation was the repurposed Project Titan, now serving as the command center for the mission. Alan Turner stood on the bridge of the massive station, flanked by Senator Kira and Zen, the Arcturian representative. As the final preparations were made, Turner addressed the assembled crews, his voice carrying across the communication channels. "We stand at the threshold of a new era," he began, his words measured and clear. "What lies beyond this wormhole is unknown, but together we have the strength, the wisdom, and the courage to face whatever challenges await us." As Turner spoke, the joint fleet moved into position. The lead ships entered the stabilized wormhole, their hulls shimmering as they passed through the event horizon. Project Titan followed, its massive form dwarfing the other vessels as it entered the spatial rift. The journey through the wormhole was unlike anything the crews had experienced before. Reality seemed to twist and bend around them, the laws of physics stretching to their breaking point. But the diverse teams worked in harmony, each species contributing their unique insights to navigate the mind-bending passage. As they emerged on the other side, A collective gasp echoed across the communication channels. Before them lay a star system of breathtaking beauty, multiple planets orbiting a golden sun, each world a palette of vibrant colors and swirling atmosphere. Sensors are detecting multiple habitable planets, reported the Sakari science officer, her scales shimmering with excitement. Each one seems to possess unique ecosystems and... Wait, I'm picking up artificial signals. It's Harper's fleet. Turner leaned forward, his eyes fixed on the holographic display. Sure enough, a cluster of ships was visible in orbit around one of the nearer planets. As they watched, smaller craft could be seen descending to the surface. They've already begun colonization efforts, Zen observed, his multifaceted eyes analyzing the data streams. Turner nodded, his mind racing as he formulated a plan. Prepare a communication channel, he ordered. It's time we had a talk with Mr. Harper. As the joint expedition prepared to make contact with the breakaway fleet, the fate of multiple species hung in the balance. The decisions made in the coming hours would shape not only humanity's future, but the course of galactic history itself.
You have reached the end of the story. If you enjoyed this story and want to support us, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel, and for every comment that says 88, I will heart every single one of them. Thank you for your time.